Hi, my name is Emilie Fantuz. I am a realist palette knife painter from Vancouver, Canada. Like many artists, I have always been drawn to art and creating. Growing up, I enjoyed every art activity, and it was always what I loved to do. When I was a kid, we had an art box full of materials to experiment with. My mom taught about art history as a volunteer at my school. I'm from Michigan, but it wasn't until I moved to Hawaii that I found my direction with art. I was mentored by a senior artist who introduced me to working with palette knives. We would spend time painting in plein air and at his studio. This was really the beginning for me. I was initially interested in the texture and speed of working with palette knives. Now I use the palette knife much differently. After 2 years in Hawaii, I returned to Michigan and continued to develop my own style of painting. I became interested in the cityscape, the reflection of streetlights and rain. For the past 7 years, I have lived in Vancouver, Canada, and my work has continued to evolve. I was always interested in capturing beauty, and in Hawaii, the beauty was in the landscape. Now I look for it in more unexpected places and with deeper complexity. My biggest influence is my husband, Mike Fantuz, who is also a palette knife painter. We share the same studio and influence each other greatly. We are always in conversation about our work and problem solving together. I also admire the work of Canadian artist Mary Pratt. She was an expert in the depiction of light, and her work has an incredible life to it. There is an autobiographical component to her work that I admire as well. She saw things in her daily life that makes her stop and look, which is something that I try to do as well. Instead of seeking out what to paint, I try to be aware of that intuitive reaction. Currently in my work, I am focusing on painting reflections. I like how a reflection can never be recreated. They change as soon as the light changes or with any subtle movement. There is also an interesting complexity of seeing inside a space and simultaneously what is behind. In these works, I am also introducing self-portraits as part of the reflection. Like Mary Pratt, I am trying to pay close attention to the light, and I try to create a luminosity. Each piece is very labor-intensive and has been selected very deliberately. A challenge of being an artist is all of the roles that you need to balance. There are many tasks required beyond making art, and each are important. For example, maintaining your website, applying for grants, social media, and so much more. It would be nice to be able to just paint all the time, but there is so much more to do. For me, I just have to write myself a list which helps me to carve out the time for all of these tasks. Advice I would give to my younger self would simply be to keep practicing. When beginning something, it can feel impossible to see how to get to a certain point. Now I know that with enough hours, you can get there. All of my work is painted exclusively with palette knives, which I would say is an unconventional technique, particularly as a realist painter. It gives the work a unique texture and appearance. It is really a strange and time-consuming way to paint. While I am working, I listen to music or audiobooks. When I am listening to music, I usually choose some kind of chill electronic or acoustic music. With audiobooks, I enjoy psychological thrillers and mysteries. I'm currently enjoying books by Emily St. John. Sometimes I listen to podcasts or artist talks as well. This past summer, I listened to a workshop on grant writing while I painted. However, there are times when I can only listen to music because of the concentration required for a particular part of the painting. The best reaction that I have had to my work is when someone chooses to collect it. It helps me to continue creating new work and doing what I love. There are so many brilliant artists, it is always an honor when someone chooses my work for their home or business. I hope my work will be engaging enough where people want to stop and look. In our world of many distractions, it is increasingly difficult to create something that can stop someone in their tracks. I hope that people will see the beauty that I am looking for in unexpected places. I also hope that my work will create feelings of curiosity and that it is memorable. I think some of the strongest art is work that you remember and think about for a long time.